And my phone buzzes. It's probably Pokemon Go. No, it isn't. Oh, I used my phone 23 minutes less than last week. Neat. If you're watching this, congrats on making it through 2023, presumably. Now look, they wouldn't have said that in 1999 because there was this thing that we did called Y2K where everyone was afraid that all of the clocks were going to reset and that everything was going to be chaos. It didn't happen, but I wanted to tell you about it in case you're too young to remember because, man, 2023 has been the year of like, some adults are too young to remember parts of your life that are essential. Yeah, I tried to act all high and mighty yesterday when we started talking about age in one of my discords, and nah, sometimes you just gotta let it out because oh my god, aging is a thing that happens, and boy is it weird. Every day I start to understand old people a little more, and that's terrifying. But 2023 is a year that is now come and gone. It does not feel like an entire year has passed. I have not done a vlog like this in a long time. I may have done one back in like the college vlog days, but I've never done one in the modern era of vlog making. So here we are. I finally get to put together a list of things that I did this year, and a list of things that were that happened this year. And the list is it's not very long, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, I don't know. 2023 seemed like kind of a weird year. Just like even beyond me, like just in general, it was kind of a weird year. Like when I think about different game and movie releases, it's like there were really none that I was like interested in. Well, the Mario movie, but I never did see it, you know, and that'll be a theme. We'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, no, like the game, as far as game releases, that's the first thing I think of when I like think of, oh, okay, what happened this year? And I don't think game releases. Okay, cool. I can talk about my favorite video games of the year, and like most people make a top 10. I have like a top 3, and it's like Resident Evil 4, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Future Redeemed, Super Mario Bros. Wonder, and I also played Fire Emblem Engage. And I have to mention it because every time I list games that I played in 2023, I have to remember Fire Emblem Engage because it's one of the few that I played, and I'm one of the few that played it, so I feel like I have to mention it. My favorite game of the year is probably Resident Evil 4 Remake because it was really good and I liked it. So, I did. I mean, I get, does Metroid Prime Remastered count? Because I did enjoy that one. I don't know that. I don't know that it does. We're counting it. So there's my top 5, I guess. If I'm missing one, oops. So that's the thing. Well, I mean, Harvest Moon, Finding Paradise. I don't know. We'll get there. But yeah, no. It was not a huge year for gaming for me. I don't feel like there were surprises in Nintendo Directs that I was like super interested in, like ever, except for Xenoblade 3. And now I kind of feel like I'm a little bit Xenobladed out. I'm ready for the series to take a little nap, hopefully. And then we can hop back on strong. I don't need it all of the time. You know what I mean? It's nice to have some space. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. I believe this. I don't need yearly releases for Xenoblade games, even though, man, I do love me some Xenoblade music and the aesthetic and all of the good character. Like I love Xenoblade, but I don't need it every single year. And Future Redeemed was plenty. It was like plenty, man. They could have made that its own game, and I've been completely happy with it because it felt like the Xenoblade 3 for the fans sort of thing. So that was like one of my favorite things. I just got really off topic talking about Xenoblade 3. And I was talking about announcements. Yeah, there really wasn't anything. Like the Fire Emblem came out at the beginning of the year. They didn't have any other Fire Emblem related things. And honestly, I don't know how excited I am about Fire Emblem as a series anymore until they renew things or until they remake 7, because I love 7 and it needs a remake. It doesn't really, but like it came out on NSO, which is cool. I have not heard very many people talk about it, because certainly if they played it, they would be talking about how hot Pent and Urk are. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. There just weren't a whole lot of announcements. There's like no new Kirby games. Pokemon just got DLC, which I haven't played, and I didn't play the DLC to Gen 8 either. I don't know why. I just never really play the DLC to Pokemon games. It's kind of weird. But I will buy Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, so that's a I don't know. I don't know how to really describe that. It's I don't know. There just really wasn't a whole lot of announcements that were cool. The Princess Peach game looks pretty good. But I don't have a lot to say about that. And that's 2024. So I don't know. There just weren't like a whole lot of games that were very interesting to me this year. I mean, what would be interesting? I would love to see a new Kid Icarus game come out. I am excited for Metroid games now because I loved Dread and I loved Prime. So I think it's pretty safe to say I'm kind of a Metroid fan now. I mean, you know, I was kind of interested in Final Fantasy 16, but never interested enough to buy a PS5, which is always a barrier to entry. We'll get to that. I don't know. There just weren't a whole lot of games. I think I'm definitely looking for like a new IP to sink my teeth into, particularly from Nintendo. But we just haven't gotten that this year, and it's I'm a little bit sad about it. But yeah, as far as movies go, like I said, I don't really have anything to talk about with movies because I haven't really watched very many of them. At one point I was watching movies and I just kind of caught up on movies that I hadn't seen from years past. I finally saw like Joker and The Batman. So there was that. all Batman related movies, although I think I'm still missing some. But yeah, so that was a thing. Yeah, I haven't really seen any 2023 movies. It's real bad. It's like we'll talk about it, but I did listen to some new music. Some bands I like came out with new albums. Not as many as I'd thought. I always forget about the Foo Fighters' new album. But Here We Are, or So Here We Are. I don't remember. That was a good album. Oh, it's right here now. I can tell because it doesn't look like it has any text on it. Yeah, it's But Here We Are. Okay, that's what it is. Yeah, no, that was a really good album. Really heartfelt stuff from Dave Grohl. Definitely an album about all that he's been through in the past year and a half or whatever. Really strong showing from the Foos. Very good. Similarly, another album that was deeply personal from a huge rock band this year was Blink-182's One More Time, which I think is probably my favorite album of this year. Those are really the only two albums, I think, that are 2023 albums that I was super into. I think, did Starcrawler She Said come out? Because I finally listened to that, and that was really good too. I got a bunch of CDs for Christmas. Oh, I have the Kills God games, and that sounds really funny. I have God games by The Kills sitting over here in the plastic that I haven't listened to yet, but I did like the songs that I have heard from it, so I think that's going to be a real good album too. But yeah, that was really it for music. I kind of thought, like, it feels like there's constantly an album to look forward to for me, because we had two Chili Peppers keeping me home for last year, and then Blink-182 for this year, and Foo Fighters, and then I'm looking forward to Green Day's new album in January, so that'll be cool. That is sounding pretty damn good. Dilemma is a banger. If you haven't heard Dilemma by Green Day, I could probably go over music more than I could a lot of these other things because I do keep a playlist of songs that I liked in 2023. So that's a little bit easier there. But that's really all the media that I was super interested in. I didn't read any books. I should read books. So yeah, what happened in my life? 2022 was the year of the merger. I sort of wrote off 2022. As the year of the merger, because that's kind of what was on my brain the whole time. It was just a year of transition, and you just can't really do anything while all that's happening. You know what I mean? It's like you can't focus. So I didn't really try to focus on any life changes last year, and then I was like, okay, so 2023 we'll focus on bettering ourselves, and I got a new job. That happened like right after I got back from my MagFest break. So at that point, I was like, okay, well, that's this year, isn't it? I got a new job. I got promoted. I'm mostly out of retail. I still have to deal with some people. Some dude found my department's number and was talking to me. The people aren't supposed to have my department's number, but sometimes they get through. I don't know how they do it. It's pretty magic. But yeah, I'm mostly out of retail now, and that does feel good. Um, Mostly. I don't think it feels as good as I thought it would when I got the job and was talking about the job. I think I talk about like my expectations in that one Power Rangers video I did, which sounds hilarious, but that's one of my favorite videos I did this year. Um, but yeah, I don't think it feels quite as good as I thought it would because I'm still sort of a cog in the machine, and I'm still kind of like not making a ton of money. Um, and it still feels like, okay, great, we're in this thing, and the longer you work for a company, the more the rose-colored glasses go away, which is sad, but it is happening, and I wish it wasn't, but that's just where we're at, and yeah, that's the thing. But yeah, it's but no, it is a nice new job. Um, I wish that I could like split my consciousness sometimes and send it into the retail portion of the job. Or send it into my old job and just be like, be thankful you're not doing this anymore, man. It comes with its own set of new stresses and pressures. Like with this job, it's an office job, but it's like they really expect you to learn new things and do it on your own. And it's like, I feel like, unfortunately, I learn best when my ass is to the fire, as proven by the past week where a bunch of people have been out, so I've had to step up and sort of do the things that they usually do without their support. Um, so, yeah, um, it comes with its own stresses, and I'm supposed to be a part of this project and this committee and do this and advance that and come up with ideas, and it's like, maybe a little harder to coast than I thought it would be, but shit, I did not put that I joined that one committee on my self review. That's another thing that's been like at the end of 2023. I'm doing this self review at work, and yeah, but I don't know. That was a big event this year. I'm at an office job. I sit all day now. I've put on like 20 fucking pounds from this shit. And from people just bringing in food and snacks and treats and stuff, which is great, but like I'm getting yeah, anyway, I went to the doctor on Tuesday, so I finally know what I weigh, and I didn't like it, so that's a thing. The other big thing this year in my life was just going to Disney World. I love it. If you've followed my vlogs, you've heard me talk about it for 4 fucking hours now. It was really good. This shirt is not from there, but it is a result of there. I actually got this shirt for Christmas. I also got a second shirt that says basically the same thing, because people know that I really like the People Mover. So there's part of my Christmas haul for you. Yeah, so Disney was a good thing. We knew we were going, I think, as early as February, maybe, is when we decided that, or maybe a little bit later. But yeah, I looked forward to that all year, though. There were times when I was sitting in the office and I was like, oh man, whatever. Oh, Disney, that'll be fun. And it was pretty fun. I still wish we could have stayed longer and just kind of experienced things more and done what we liked more a little bit better. I sort of regret not buying more of the like Star Wars exclusive shit down there. Like I kind of wish I would have bought like lightsaber parts and stuff, but oh well. I'm still happy with how it turned out, and I don't really have any complaints about that. I wouldn't mind going back. That's the thing. It's just very expensive, and it's a little bit depressing because it's like, man, I'm still looking at my salary, and I'm like, crap. So I don't know. I mean, I would love to go back someday. I mean, where I'm at right now, I don't think it would be too hard, but it's a little tough. So yeah, I mean, that was the big thing as far as in 2023. It was just getting my new job that I've been at for about 8 months now, and then going to Disney. Those were really the two big things. I didn't take any other trips. Last year I went on 2 trips, sort of, kind of. One was really only for like a day and a half, but it still counts. Um, so yeah, that's where we're at. I don't know. There's not a whole lot happened in 2023. I kept being creative. I was consistent with the things that I did in 2023. I still did art. I still did writing. I still streamed. I want to say that I streamed more this year than I have in any other year. I think I was way more consistent about streaming this year. I think I only took like one or 2 days off at a time when I, from streams. And I think I think I kind of kicked ass on streaming this year. I don't know. I don't remember posting my Twitch year in review last year. Let me look. No, I don't think I did. Well, I guess my media tab is broken. But yeah, I did 91 streams this year. That's pretty good. That means I did just about 2 per week. And for most of the weeks out of the year. That's real good. That's real good. Sorry. I'm being real professional right now. Anyways, yeah, I did real well streaming. And I really, I don't know. I feel like I appreciate streaming more than I ever have this year because, it's just something I always look forward to. If I'm having a bad day or a bad week, I'm not able to get myself moving or doing whatever it is that I want to do, then I'm always looking forward to a stream because I know it is this chunk of time that I have designated and I can cut myself off and start streaming and like the day feels better because I'm doing something and I'm, I have a very small viewer base, but it feels like we're hanging out and I really enjoy that. Yeah, I always look forward to streaming. Streaming has been kind of a godsend this year. When I'm not productive, when I'm feeling down, when I'm feeling like I should be doing other things and not making it happen, then I stream and it feels a little better, So that's been really good. We covered a few games this year. There wasn't too many huge ones. We did Soul Calibur 6, Ocarina of Time. The Last Story was a big one. Harvest Moon, which is ongoing. And of course RE4 Remake, which was a big one, and along with the Separate Ways DLC, which was, both of those were very fun to do, and I enjoyed doing them, and those were a highlight. We also started the year off with To the Moon and Finding Paradise, which were both great. Actually, no, I think To the Moon was last year, but Finding Paradise. We did Finding Paradise at the beginning of the year. And I'm missing a bunch of one-offs and other games that I did, but those were the main series that I posted to my channel. I know I did a good one on May 4th. There had to have been some Donkey Kong runs in there, although I haven't done one in a while. Because I know I think I went straight into Harvest Moon after I did the Halloween stuff, so that was it. But no, streaming has been really good this year. You know what else has been really good this year? The thing you're watching right now. I have never done a vlog throughout the year before. Oh, not never. I mean, I haven't done it in 10 plus years. It's been since I've had a vlog that consistent. But I will say, according to the playlist of 2023 vlogs that I've made, I did 35 vlogs, including this one. That's a lot. That's a lot of vlogs. That is more than I've ever done in a year, and it's been great doing them, and I'm happy to have done them. Didn't quite make the transition into doing video essays like I wanted, but those are a lot more work. So I kind of don't blame myself on that one. But yeah, I did a lot more vlogs than usual, and I'm proud of that. And they're good. They're just chill. If you've been watching these, thank you so much for watching them. I appreciate it. If you left a comment just if you're okay with it, take my virtual kisses, because like that's my favorite thing that I don't get on the other shit that I post. So yeah. I'm proud of the fact that I've kept vlogs consistent. This year was a year of consistency, and I'm proud of that. And I added vlogs to that, because I used to just kind of do like the art writing and the streams, and I was happy to keep those consistent. And this year I kind of added vlogs more so than ever before, and that's good. You know, I'm proud of that. I'm happy with that, and I like it. I don't know what else to say about it. Now, we do have to talk a little bit about the numbers side of this, because unfortunately, one of the things I would love to see with all of this stuff, art writing, vlogs, and streaming, what I would love to see with those is that the numbers gradually increase as you post things and do more and are more consistent. They haven't. And I guess this is the part where we talk about how 2023 was actually, I would call it a pretty difficult year for me. I think that this was a pretty bad year for my mental health, because I have kept these things consistent, and in some ways it feels like I have upheld my part of the bargain here by continuing to post these things, by continuing to make these things. I feel like I've kind of upheld that part of the bargain to myself. And none of the things have really grown that much. My my streams are still like 3 viewers. You know, sometimes I get 4th. That's cool. I think at the beginning of the year, I did have a consistent 4, and it's kind of gone down to 3 again. And it's like, all right, well, great. Just can't seem to make it past that number. My art gets a lot of likes, not as many as it used to, and no comments. And I just can't make a splash with that. My vlogs, like the highest view count was like 146. And that is not much. And a lot of them, I don't even think hit double digits. And I only really know that real people are watching them when they comment. So if you watch a vlog, comment please. I love you for it. You'll get my virtual kisses. Yeah, I don't know. And it's a struggle. It's a struggle to not see the numbers go up. It's a struggle to not feel like you're improving at the thing, even though you're practicing and doing it consistently, because they always say practice makes perfect. And it's, I don't know. I mean, I appreciate people who watch the things, and I'm happy that I have an audience at all, because I could be streaming to 0 people. And I guess my vlogs could get 1 view. I guess I'm glad for the views that I get, although YouTube analytics tell me that like the average watch time is incredibly low, which means that of those views, a lot of them aren't actually watching the video. So how much of an audience do you feel you have if most of your views come from people who click on it and then click off? So and not that I'm getting into the wild world of YouTube metrics, but that is a thing. So it's but yeah, all of that is tough, and it's a struggle, and it's hard to watch other people do really well. This is especially an art thing, because like, where I'm active on Twitter is very boy, that was a thing that happened in 2023, wasn't it? Who boy, yeah, I don't even feel like talking about it. I didn't even think to talk about like current events, but I don't need to. I think already. But yeah, on Twitter, yeah, it's like, I don't know. It's always hard to watch there be like a community, and it's like I'm there, but I'm like in the shed outside of the community that's still on the property, but like not in the, so it's a little hard to do that. I feel that way about a lot of things that I'm in. We're coming up on MagFest again. MagFest happened in 2023, by the way. I guess I should say that. It never feels like MagFest is part of current year because it happened so early. I don't know if that'll feel any different this year because it's a little later in January. But it's always like that. It's really weird. But yeah, Magfest is coming up, and I always ask myself, I'm like, okay, how many friends did you make this year that you're gonna see at Magfest and who are gonna be excited to see you? The answer, once again, is a big fat nothing, because I didn't make any friends or viewers this year that I'm going to see at Magfest. Yeah, it's a thing that I struggle with, because it's not just, okay, well, I can't find success, I can't find view count doing this sort of thing. It's like, man, I'm not great at making friends, because I've been at the Magfest thing for like 12 years now, and I still struggle to make friends. Meanwhile, the friends that I go there to see are just making more friends. So the amount of time that they will have to spend with me is inevitably lessened. So that was, sorry, my hands. I was looking at them and I was like, what if I make my pinky and thumb touch? This is me. This is my life. Welcome. But yeah, so it's like, it's very frustrating, and I don't know how to fix it. I don't know how to be social with people. Again, going back to my mental health situation, part of that is my trouble making friends, and part of it is my paranoia about what people think about me. So even if people are my friends, and even if they do say they enjoy my company and my presence, I'm still like, wow, they must fucking hate me. Like, I feel annoying to people. I don't like complaining to people, but complaining is a lot of what I do because it's what I'm feeling, and I feel like I have to express it to people. And it's just like, it's real tough. It's real tough to put all that together. It's real tough to reconcile that and feel like people still like you. Online, it's like you only have the messages to go on. I'm still fighting a cold, by the way. I don't know how. I hate it. And I just like, man. But I'm fighting through it because I really want to do this vlog. Because I actually sat down and do a vlog in like 2 months. Anyways. But yeah, no. I mean, it's just, it's really hard to do that. I hate when I repeat myself like that. And I just did it again. I was talking about Discord, right? When you only communicate with someone through messages, it's like, it's hard to interpret them. It's like, I don't know. I have a friend that I check in on every once in a while, and they used to talk to me a lot, and now they don't talk to me nearly as much when I message them. And I'm just like, something changed, and they're not telling me. And I feel like I've lost that person as a friend. And it's like, man, well, that was a person who supported me a lot, and who, was a participant in my life, and was just very nice. And now they're nothing. And now they're just nothing. And I hate that feeling. And I've had that feeling before. And oddly enough, those two people know each other. And I'm kind of like, is there a conspiracy that one person talked to the other and has now induced to the same state? I'm paranoid. I'm paranoid about that. I'm paranoid about the people who like me. Are they sick of me? They must be, it's like, what do people say about me, behind closed doors? I'm sure it's not good. What else could it be? If no one is praising me, or if I'm not getting the same sort of comments that other people are getting, why do I not generate the hype that other people do when they walk into a room or a chat room or a Discord or whatever? And, all of that sort of thing is frustrating, and it's stuff that I've had to deal with, and it's definitely taken a big chunk of my mental health this year, because I'll see it happen and I'll be like, I just don't understand why I can't get that. I don't understand why I can't be that person. I try to be nice. I try to be an active participant. And ultimately, I feel like I just end up saying things that make people angry, and that's not very good. This is a vlog about 2023. But it's something that I've been fighting with, and I think I'm leaning a bit towards an identity crisis, because the numbers thing and the social thing, it all leads me back to this one place, and I'm like, maybe it's just the case that I am not meant to be a creator, right? You know, this year I keep pitching myself the question, if art and writing are things that I like to do, then why does it feel like I have to hold a gun to my head to do them? And it's like, well, you're not really doing them for the right reasons, I guess. You know, it's like, you know, I'm looking at a drawing that I did when I was in college. But it's for a thing that I started to make when I was in middle school. And back in middle and high school, and certainly in college, I continually worked on that thing. I always kept writing for it, and I kept drawing, and like, it's just, you know, I don't know how I did it, because I was a lot busier in high school than I was now. And I should have been a lot more stressed out, you know? Maybe. Not really. One word, insurance. But yeah, you know, it's hard to look at the things I am supposedly passionate about and wondering why I'm not working towards them and working to better myself. Why don't I research new techniques to make myself better? Why don't I do this? Why don't I do that? And it's like, you know, and I mean, the question becomes, if I'm not a creator, then what am I? You know, what hobbies do I have to make myself legit? You know, what is there? Well, who am I without this sort of thing that I've kind of always used to define myself? Because I've always sort of defined myself as a person who creates. I've always been creative. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to stop being creative because of that question. I think in some way I need to sit down and really ask myself, what am I doing here? How am I going to advance myself? And that's kind of the goal for 2024. I'm going to let you in on a little secret that may sound very depressing, but that was also the goal for 2023. And that was also the goal for 2022. So it's been a struggle. It's been an uphill battle. And I have been fighting it for years now. And I hope that this is the year that I do something. My life, even outside of that, is in late stage capitalism. And that's really the only way that I can describe it, because like what you see behind you is my bedroom, and honestly, it's kind of the cleanest part of my bedroom. Pretty much every surface in here is like covered by stuff. Okay, it's cluttered, it's messy, it's not good. The issue that I'm rapidly facing is that I just do not have places to put things, yet I continue to want to consume. This has become an increasingly large issue in 2023. I just do not have the space for more stuff. And again, it's a huge issue, because I want more stuff, you know. Pokemon cards. I buy Pokemon cards because it's this little reward that I can get myself at the end of a work week when I feel like I deserve something and I want to spend money and I want to remember why I'm working. And it's like, because then I have the money to buy things that I enjoy. And the reason I allow myself to spend hundreds of dollars on Pokemon cards, and I have, is because of that. Is because these are a manageable way to do it. But even Pokemon cards, it's like I have a little table over here full, you know. I have a bunch of ETBs sitting over there, and like there's the closet space. It's a lot, and I'm running out of room for that. And I'm also running out of patience for it, but that's another thing entirely. I think that every Pokemon card collector goes through sort of burnout. And I'm hitting that point. Yeah, I mean, I don't have room. My CD tower over here has been full for years. I have a bunch in my closet. I need another CD tower, and I would probably fill that up too if I had one. But I also don't have a place for it. It's like, it's becoming a huge issue. And I just like, there's something about my life that needs to change. It needs to advance. I am in the endless now, Xenoblade 3 fans. That's how it works. Xenoblade 3 it was a bit terrifying for me because it was about changing the cycle, and like that kind of plot was great when I was a youngin', right? When I was like 19 years old and still feeling like I could take on the world and maybe make something out of myself. Over 10 years removed, caught up in that system and put down by it, it's a harder pill to swallow, right? Because in Xenoblade 3, dude's got his fucking Shaman King arm with the sharpest sword in the world that he can use to cut through big metal mecha clocks, right? I love how out of context that sounds. But in real life, you don't have that. You know, making change is way harder. It's way more mundane. It's way less flashy. And a million people aren't going to see you and nominate you for a game award for doing it. You know? But, yeah, my room is a great example of just like, you know, me putting off problems, me putting off change, and what's happening in the world, right, is a macrocosm of what's going on in my own life. It's filling up, and it's filling up with shit, and I just don't know how to change it. Wow, okay, it's a little heavy, but it's just, those are the things that I want to change in 2024. I say this every year, but I'm like, every year I want that change. I'm like, every year, this is the year that I'm not going to be alone anymore, right? I thought it was going to happen in 2023 because that was something that also happened. There was a person I kind of liked and they were single, and then I didn't act on it, and now they say they're in a relationship. And it's like, okay, great. Well, that sucks. Another thing in my mental health while we're on that topic is just like, man, when am I going to catch a little break like that? You know? No, you know, we're not going to talk about that, actually. I've already waxed lyrical too much about my shit. So yeah, in 2024, I just like, and if you're watching this, please hold me to this. Please message me. Like, can I ask you? And, you know, I know a lot of people out there are like, oh man, I really wish I would communicate with this person. And look, I always try to be that person. I always try to be the person that reaches out after a couple of weeks or a couple of months and says, hey, how are you doing? I carried what's up? You know, I rarely get DMs like that. I would like more of them. So if you're watching this, please try to do that with me this year. That would be lovely. And remember that my life, please remind me that you know that my life is late stage capitalism and I need to invent green energy. So please do that. Remind me to hold me to the mark. Message me and tell me to do a lap around the house, or remind me to go downstairs and do the treadmill. Please send me reminders about things that I should do. Tell me to fold clothes or clean up a bit, or find something to get rid of, or I don't know, just like, please do that. Please, whatever that is that I'm saying, I would love for you to help me do that in 2024, and I would love to start trying to make a change. I don't know what to do about the alone situation and making friends. I just legitimately am at a loss for that, but I would love to see that change in 2024 too. The other thing you can remind me to do, look up an art tutorial, look up a video editing tutorial, look up, look into making new graphics and emotes and stuff for your streams. Like, do that shit. Please tell me to do that. I would love to hear that. I would love to hear you say that you want to see more from me, because I would love to do it. And I would love to have the motivation to do it. And I would love to have the motivation to not feel like I'm letting people down by not doing it. So I think that would help. Let me conclude this by saying that I actually really like New Year's as an idea. I had this talk with my dad because my dad does not like New Year's. He's like, it's too close to Christmas. It's too much hype for a change on the calendar. But think about it this way. I love New Year's because it puts a tick mark in your life. It adds something to the timeline. It's kind of like makes it look like this, and it's very easy to interpret this, right? It's another notch. It's a measuring stick of your life. It helps you, if you mention a year to someone, they're going to tell you something that happened in that year, because it's the year, right? Like, it's a measurement of time. And if we didn't have them, our lives would just be this one weird amorphous blob of time that is very difficult to remember. And I think years provide its great labels to put things on, and I love that. I love that because of the year system that we have. It sounds like a game mechanic. I love the year system. Because of the year system that we have, flipping over to a new year does feel like a fresh start. It feels like, okay, 2023 is done. We can cut it off. This is our chance to make this number matter, and to remember this number fondly. 2024, right? 2024 is an election year, which means inevitably there's going to be a lot of stress about the fate of the place where we all live. Still not getting into that, but I think you know what I mean. Anyways, yeah, so we're off to a rough start, but we've been having shit years since 2020, so it's got to be time soon, right? That things start shifting. Hopefully they do. But yeah, you know, I love New Year's for that reason. It's yes, I think I even wrote in my sketchbook one time, I'm like, oh, it's just another midnight. But, you know, I've come around on it. I like that it's another midnight. I like that it's another year. I think I was very lonely that year, and I'm lonely this year, but who cares? No, I like New Year's as a chance to start over, as a chance to do this new section in your life, and be under that different classification of a different year. And I want to watch more media this year. I want to play more games. I want to I want to keep drawing, and I want to get better at it. I want to keep doing videos, and I want to get better at it. All that stuff, just all that stuff. Those are always my goals. But you know what? One of these years I'll be old enough to realize that you just do the thing and it doesn't matter. You know, one day I'll get over my indecision, because I was crippled by indecision this year. So there's a lot to talk about in a year. And I don't want this to be an hour, so 42 minutes will have to do. For those that have watched this, Happy New Year. I hope your 2024 is great. Tell me your hopes and dreams for 2024. Tell me how your 2023 was. And let me know how we can make this year better together, because I would love to do that. Helping people is great, and I should do more of it, because I want to be a better person. And hopefully you do too. So, Happy New Year. Enjoy it. Party. We made it through this one. If you make it to 2024, that's another one that you can use to tell the people who are younger than you that you have another year on them. That was way more complicated than it had to be, but welcome to me. Welcome to Funk 2024. What is that?